It seems to be the marriage that the investor base wants to see, but not on Alphabet's perspective.
Yeah, I think from Apple's perspective, investors are anxiously waiting for the company's AI strategy. So whether it's using Google or whether it's using OpenAI to create and advance the strategy, I think that's something that potentially could get investors excited. I just am concerned, though, that you may not see the boost to iPhone sales. They certainly need the boost. It's still half their revenue today. And that at least on a near-term basis, AI is still a chip story for NVIDIA or a hyperscale cloud computing story for Azure, AWS, or Google Cloud.
Tom, Anurag said that if this helps sell iPhones next year, it's a good thing. There's a much bigger discussion happening in the smartphone market about whether or not this is the year of the AI smartphone, principally focused on Android powered by Snapdragon processor. Do you see an upgrade cycle if this deal gets done?
The answer is, I think of the upgrade cycle from 5G as being kind of the bellwether. And the advantage there was that the carriers had invested billions of dollars to upgrade their network. So they were very vested in getting an upgrade cycle. To me, if you want to call it a potential AI upgrade cycle, I would put that as a distant second to the 5G upgrade cycle. But right now, I think Apple could use any help when it came to selling the iPhone, given the overdependence. Again, half their revenue last year came from iPhones.
I mean, it is key. They're also, of course, all in on services, and I suppose that's also a key driving force here. Ultimately, Tom, there has been this hand-wringing, this worry that Apple is behind the curve and that, yes, they made the pivot away from the cars, but it comes too little too late. Do you have optimism that they can steal that back, particularly for AI on device?
No, I do not. And I still actually wish that they would return to cars. I've talked about how I'm a Tesla Model 3 owner, and I see a million opportunities for Apple to do it better. Again, I think we have to keep it in perspective. AI could be a tremendous boost to Apple's sales and profits over the long term. On a near-term basis, it could have a positive impact on, I guess, iPhone 16 sales to the extent that they're able to market something interesting. But I think investors have to be realistic on the near-term expectations over the next 12 to 18 months on Apple's ability to leverage AI. And it's just not as compelling as a lot of the other big tech companies.
Tom, there's a lot of frenemies out there at the moment. I asked our audience on social media, is an Apple OpenAI deal for ChatGPT on the iPhone good for Microsoft? Because I'm trying to make sense of all this. Most respondents said good for Microsoft. What do you think?
Absolutely good for Microsoft. When you think about Microsoft's involvement with OpenAI, it's good for Microsoft. So yes, I think that I like how you use the word frenemy. This is a challenge for Apple, which is, does it want to leverage OpenAI, given its relationship with Microsoft? Does it want to leverage Google? Does it want to entrust someone else to something that could potentially be this important, being artificial intelligence? I still look at the Siri as an opportunity for Apple to do something better there. So this is certainly a challenging situation for Apple.
Come on, Siri, you can do it. Meanwhile, Tom, what about the Vision Pro? Going on sale to more countries, we understand China, Japan, France, Germany. Going to help?
At the margin, yes. I think the most interesting thing we learned about Vision Pro in the March quarter was how they talked about it at the enterprise level, which maybe makes the $34.99 price point make more sense. But the challenge, we talked about services. Hardware sales were down double digits in the March quarter. And I think if you continue to have declines in hardware, at some point that's going to translate to lower services sales, which is another challenge for the stock.